Hey everyone, if you're an Amazon seller like me,
Yeah.
Data is king. But sometimes Amazon's data, it feels more like a fire hose than a helpful stream. And that's where today's deep dive comes in. We're going to unpack a powerful tool from Sellerise called SQP Insights. Think of it as your decoder ring for Amazon search query performance data. We're talking about going beyond just the basic sales numbers and really understanding what customers are searching for, how they're behaving, and ultimately how you can turn those insights into cold, hard cash.
That's exactly right. With SQP Insights, we can move away from just looking at the what of sales figures and dive deep into the why. This tool pulls back the curtain to reveal the entire customer journey from the initial search terms they use all the way to the purchase.
Okay, so I'm looking at the SQP Insights dashboard now. And the first thing that jumps out at me is this performance index. What exactly is this telling me?
The performance index is like a report card for your brand or a specific product. It gives you an immediate snapshot of how you're stacking up against the competition in the marketplace. If your score is high, you're in a great position. If it's low, well, that's a signal to start digging deeper and figure out where you can improve.
This is where it gets interesting for me. I'm seeing these metrics for new keywords and lost keywords, and those lost keywords are particularly intriguing. To me, this seems like a goldmine of opportunity.
You're absolutely on the right track. Think about it. These are keywords that were once driving traffic and sales to your listings, but for whatever reason, they've dropped off. SQP Insights flags these so you can investigate why you've lost ground and take action to reclaim those lost sales.
So let's say I'm selling a super soft bamboo blanket, and I see the keyword bamboo blanket for sensitive skin. It used to be a top performer for me, but is now showing up as a lost keyword. What are some steps I could take to try and regain that ranking?
That's a perfect example. First, I'd check if there have been any recent changes to your listing. Have you updated your title, bullet points, or description? Maybe you've tweaked your back-end keywords. Any changes to your listing could affect your search ranking.
That makes sense. I'd also want to take a look at my pricing and see how it compares to the competition. Maybe my price has crept up, making me less competitive.
Absolutely. Pricing is always a crucial factor in search ranking and conversion rates. And don't forget about your reviews. Have you received any negative reviews recently? That might be dragging down your overall rating.
Right. Negative reviews can definitely hurt your visibility. So by analyzing those lost keywords, I can start to pinpoint potential issues and take corrective action.
But what about those new keywords? Are those just terms that have recently started to gain traction?
That's exactly right. These are keywords that are showing promise, and they might be worth incorporating into your listing or targeting with your PPC campaigns. It's a way to stay ahead of the curve and capitalize on emerging trends in customer search behavior. Okay, so we've got the performance index, the new keywords, and the lost keywords. Now I'm noticing this section with a bunch of line charts. It looks a bit intimidating at first glance.
Don't worry, it's actually quite intuitive once you understand what you're looking at. This is where the real power of SQP Insights starts to shine. These line charts visualize your performance data over time, allowing you to see trends and correlations that might not be obvious from just looking at raw numbers.
So instead of just seeing that my impressions have gone up or down, I could actually see how those impressions relate to other metrics like price, click-through rate, and conversion rate.
Exactly. And that's where the aha moments start to happen. Let's say you see a spike in impressions for a particular keyword, but your click-through rate remains flat. That tells you that people are seeing your product in the search results, but something is preventing them from clicking.
Okay, so then I'd want to investigate my listing again. Maybe my main image isn't compelling enough, or my title isn't grabbing attention.
Exactly. You're using the data to identify potential issues and come up with a plan of attack.
Now I see there's an option to overlay different metrics on these charts. So for example, I could overlay my price data on top of my click-through rate data to see if there's any correlation.
That's right. And what's really cool is that you can see the market average for those metrics as well. So you can benchmark your performance against the competition.
Wow. So I could see that when my price dipped below the market average, my click-through rate went up, but my conversion rate didn't follow. That would tell me there might be an issue with my product page itself. Maybe my images aren't doing their job, or my bullet points aren't highlighting the benefits well enough.
That's a great example of how these visualizations can reveal insights that might not be obvious at first glance. You're not just guessing anymore. You're seeing the data clearly laid out in front of you, allowing you to make informed decisions about your business.
Okay, so we've covered the performance index, the new and lost keywords, and these powerful line charts. They reveal trends and correlations.
Next, let's move on to the funnel visualization. This is where we really start to dissect the customer journey.
Perfect. Let's dive.
The funnel visualization is a visual representation of how customers move through the buying process on Amazon. It breaks down each step from the initial impression all the way to the purchase, so you can see exactly where customers are dropping off.
Okay, I'm seeing the funnel now, and it's showing me the stages: impressions, clicks, add to carts, and purchases. What am I looking for here?
What you want to look for are any significant drop-offs between each stage. If you're getting a ton of impressions, but very few clicks, that could indicate a problem with your listing's visibility or appeal in the search results.
So maybe my main image isn't eye-catching enough, or my title isn't compelling enough to make people click.
Exactly. On the other hand, if you're getting a lot of clicks, but a low add to cart rate, that might suggest a problem with your pricing, your product description, or even your reviews.
It's like having a detective's magnifying glass. But instead of clues, we're looking for drop-offs. This is pretty cool.
It really is. And the best part is, once you identify these drop-off points, you can take specific actions to address them. For example, if you see a big drop between clicks and add to carts, you might experiment with different pricing strategies or test new product images.
So this funnel visualization really helps us narrow down where to focus our optimization efforts. And speaking of focusing, I'm seeing a section called Top States Map. I have a feeling this is about to get really granular.
You got it. This map visually shows you which states are driving the most sales for your product. It can be incredibly helpful for targeting your advertising campaigns, tailoring your product listings to specific regions, or even identifying potential new markets to expand into.
This is really powerful stuff. Let's say I'm selling gardening tools.
Yeah.
And I see that California, Florida, and Texas are my top performing states. Maybe I could run targeted ads in those states. Or I could create product bundles specifically for those regions, like a California gardening starter kit or a Texas drought-tolerant garden bundle.
Exactly. It's all about using the data to make strategic decisions that can drive more sales. You're not just shooting in the dark anymore. You're using data-driven insights to guide your actions.
And then just below the top states map, I see top search terms. This seems pretty self-explanatory, but I bet there's more to it than meets the eye.
You're right. It might seem simple at first glance, but this section can reveal some incredibly valuable insights. Not only does it show you the top performing keywords, driving revenue for your brand or product, but it also shows you week-to-week trends.
So I can see which keywords are gaining momentum and which ones are starting to lose steam. That's crucial for staying ahead of the curve and adjusting my strategies as needed.
Precisely. Let's say you see one of your top keywords starting to decline week after week. That's a signal to investigate what might be happening. Maybe a competitor has entered the market, or maybe customer search behavior is shifting. Either way, you can address the issue before it becomes a major problem.
And I see there's a section here for top lost keywords. This feels like a companion to the lost keywords metric we talked about earlier.
It is. This section highlights keywords that were once driving significant revenue, but have now dropped off. By understanding why these keywords are no longer performing, you can potentially recapture those lost sales.
This feels like a gold mine of opportunities to reclaim lost ground and get back on track. I'm liking this tool more and more.
I knew you would. Now, are you ready to dive into the real heart of SQP Insights? The Keyword Insights section is where we really get granular.
Absolutely. Let's go. All right, we're in the Keyword Insights section. This looks like a treasure trove of data.
It really is. Yeah. This is where you can drill down into the performance of every single keyword associated with your brand or product. Each keyword is tagged with a status that gives you an immediate snapshot of its performance trend.
I'm seeing statuses like absent, lost, gained, and maintained. What exactly do these mean?
Think of it like tracking your inventory. Absent keywords are those you ranked for at least 2 weeks ago, but don't anymore. Lost means they were ranking last week, but have dropped off this week. Gained keywords are new additions to your ranking roster, while maintain keywords have held steady for at least 2 weeks.
So if I'm looking for quick wins, I should probably focus on those lost keywords first.
Exactly. Those are low-hanging fruit. You are already ranking for them, which means you have a foundation to build on. By figuring out why they dropped off, you can take targeted action to regain that lost ground.
Okay, I'm looking at a lost keyword for my bamboo blanket. It's cooling bamboo blanket. I can see that it was ranking well a few weeks ago, but has steadily declined since then. What are some things I should investigate?
First, I'd check if your listing still accurately reflects that keyword. Maybe you've updated your product description or bullet points and inadvertently removed some relevant terms. Or perhaps a competitor has optimized their listing to better target that keyword, pushing you down the rankings.
Right. I'd also want to look at my pricing again. Maybe my price has become less competitive compared to other cooling bamboo blankets on the market.
Absolutely. Pricing is always a factor. And don't forget about seasonality. It's possible that demand for cooling bamboo blankets has naturally decreased as we've moved into the fall season.
So many factors to consider, but SQP Insights gives us the data to make sense of it all. Now I'm seeing that I can click on each keyword to expand it and see even more data.
That's right. You can see the keyword's position in the search results. Its search volume, impressions, clicks, add to carts, sales, and even your market share for each of those metrics.
Wait, market share? That means I can see how my performance for this specific keyword compares to the entire market.
Exactly. This is where you can really start to benchmark your performance and see where you stand compared to the competition.
So if my click-through rate for a cooling bamboo blanket is 10%, but the market average is 15%, I know I have some work to do to improve my listing's visibility and appeal.
That's right. You can use those market benchmarks to identify areas where you're excelling and areas where you need to step up your game.
This is incredible. I feel like I'm finally seeing the Amazon marketplace with 2020 vision.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. SQP Insights goes even deeper, providing market-level pricing data, delivery insights, and advanced filtering options. You can even track how changes to your listings or PPC campaigns impact your keyword performance over time.
Wow, so this is really a tool we can use to continuously monitor, analyze, and optimize our entire Amazon business.
Precisely. It's about moving away from guesswork and intuition and embracing a data-driven approach to decision-making.
Well, I have to say I'm thoroughly impressed with SQP Insights. It's like having a secret weapon in the competitive world of Amazon selling.
I'm glad you see the value in it. I encourage all Amazon sellers to dive into their SQP data and unlock the incredible insights that are waiting to be discovered.
That's great advice. So to recap for our listeners, if you're serious about taking your Amazon business to the next level, Sellerise's SQP Insights is a game changer. It's like having a personal data scientist on your team, helping you understand customer behavior, benchmark your performance, and make strategic decisions that drive sales.
Couldn't said it better myself.
And that's a wrap on this deep dive into SQP Insights. Until next time, happy selling.